It's truly amazing, that spirit of Christmas. Oh,
Good morning.
it's truly amazing.
I am awake before everyone else, which is so nice. And it's quite cold here this morning, which is why I have a shawl on, cozy sweater. I'm about to do a bit of knitting on my cozy comfort blanket. One of you have mentioned that it would be so great to do a cozy comfort collection. And I really, really love that idea. I think it would be so much fun to have a cozy comfort pair of socks, a hat, a shawl, just all of those things that I really enjoy knitting. I mean, I don't knit a lot of hats, but socks and shawls, the blanket, obviously. But I just love that idea. So thank you so much for that idea. It is pure genius. And I think that the collection just sounds really sweet. So I'm going to get to drinking my coffee and doing a little bit of knitting here.
Morning everybody, and I'm sitting in the studio right now. Molly is with the kids over in our flat. We have a new lockdown, like where everybody has to stay home and the girls cannot go to school or schools are closed. Everything is closed basically again, like in the spring. And so right now I'm here printing the labels, and Molly will come over here a little later and we'll pack them then. That's what's going on this morning. I just poured myself a coffee because that's necessary in so many ways. And yeah, we try to keep the good moods up. I think that's how you say it, right? Alrighty.
It's almost lunchtime. Well, an early lunchtime. We haven't had any breakfast yet. And it's about 11:15. And so I am preparing an Auflauf that the girls really, really love. Here we have some kohlrabi, broccoli, carrots, and potatoes. And I've just boiled those all at different times, as broccoli needs the least amount of time of all of those. Poured on the sauce, put our favorite vegan cheese on top. It's a meal that takes, from prep to the time that you pop it into the oven, I would say a total of 20 minutes, just because you have to peel everything and wash everything, obviously cut everything, put it in the pot. But I find it to be a pretty easy one pot dish that we just love. It's really, really delicious. I've also just fed my sourdough starter. You can see here I fed it at 11. It is 11:16, so only a few moments ago. You guys remember how a couple of days ago I completely tore apart Elodie's room and cleaned it? What are you doing?
I want to talk about it.
This is so, I don't think I've ever seen you do something like this.
Stupid things, sorting through Playmobil.
I've never ever seen Robert completely organize a room, but how nice is it that he saw me do it and is now doing it so that I don't have to.
That's not true. That's not true. She makes me doing it. I'm not doing it from my own.
I just ordered two really, really sweet little rag rugs to put in the girls' rooms. They're not little, they're quite big. Elodie's is 150 by 150. and Ruby's is 90 by 120, I think. So that will be really nice. I have just stormed out of Ruby's room singing to Polly. Do you guys have specific songs that you make up and sing to your animals? I must admit, I'm singing all the time, and I have a song that I've sing pretty much about every person in our immediate family. Polly's I sing all the time. Robert does not have a song. It's mostly like the children. Ollie's I sing all the time. And the girls I sing usually, it started when they were little babies, and I would dry them off when I was getting them out of the bath. So that's usually when I sing their songs. Let me know if any of you have songs for your immediate family members that you've made up. I would love to know that too. So the girls have gone to playing, and I really just want to clean up our room. Like, our bedroom is a mix of our bedroom, obviously. And then it has like all of my crafting stuff, which is, as you can see, everywhere. And it just looks very sloppy. Here I have my 2020 Advent. So happy to share this with you guys. I'm so happy that so many of you are enjoying it. We have our bed, which, if you know me, I've talked about my cleaning style many times. I throw everything onto the bed, like if it's a bedroom, and then I clean everything and put it away. So everything that needs to be put away, I usually first make the bed and then throw everything on it. So that's what I'm going to do right now because it needs to be done. Oh, and I'm listening to Dolly Parton Christmas album. I must admit, I like her. I like the Christmas album that she did quite some years ago. I think it's called Home for Christmas. I'm not sure. The one that she did this time, I honestly would have loved it more if it had just been Dolly singing. Most of the album is songs that she has written, which is a lot different than the last Christmas album that she did. I think the newest one is called Holly Dolly Christmas, which I like. I love the songs that she writes, but she included too many duets for my liking. I just love Dolly. Again, as I've said many times, missing duet with Kenny Rogers. I would have loved to have had a Kenny and Dolly duet. That would have just been so good. Lunch is in the oven, and after lunch, I will be heading over to the studio because I have to empty my oven and then I have to package orders. So I'm planning on just spending 2 hours there. As I said, I don't want to spend a lot of time in the studio while the girls have time off school. So I'll spend 2 hours there emptying my oven. It's the last time that I'm dyeing unless something super just amazing strikes me throughout the day and I need to dye up some yarn or some mini sets. But I definitely will be packaging probably every other day. I'm just going in early in the morning. It's not early in the morning now, but that's my plan, is to wake up, head on over, and get things packaged. In the studio, just arrived. I've already started putting some yarn away, and I have 3 new colors that will be hanging up on the drying racks today. I just finished up putting away all of the Harry Potter Vault Collection minis. I have not skeined those yet, but I'll do that when I have a little bit of time, which I have. So now I am about to get to dyeing December's Patreon minis. I was only able to fit 2 colorways for the Patreon minis in my oven. So tomorrow I'm going to have to dye up the 3rd and final colorway for December's Patreon minis. For those of you who are brand new this month and have subscribed to the tier where you get minis, I ship those the first week of the following month. So that means that if you have subscribed for the month of December, your minis will not ship until January, so that everyone's ship at the same time. Anyway, so I'm working on those, and while I'm doing that, I've just made myself a cup of coffee, and for the first time, I'm using a mug warmer. a little cutie. We're relaxing, winding down for the night. I'm gonna have a little bit of knitting time. I think I'm going to finish up my Dale socks this evening. I had not planned on that. I thought that I would do a bit of knitting on my blanket, but I really feel like knitting on my Dale socks. I have both of my pairs of Christmas socks over at the studio. So maybe tomorrow when I head over to empty what I dyed of my Patreon minis in the morning, I'll grab those and bring them over here, as I won't be at the studio with a morning to spend half an hour or so knitting on them. So let's go grab my Dale socks. I have just realized that I've put all of this stuff on my bed before I left to go to the studio that needs to be cleaned up. It should be super easy. It's just a little pile of laundry for Robert, mine, and then just some knitting baskets that I wanted to go through. So that should be easy. Here is my cute little basket filled with my yarn that I'm knitting my Dale socks with. I'm so close to being finished with these, so I don't know what the holdup is. I just have a little bit more to knit on the toe, and I'm knitting these out of our soft sock base in the Barbie colorway, and then I'm using fresh sheets. So this is the Dale pattern written by myself. I've shown it many times, and here's the second one. I have had problems with colorwork socks in the past. I think I've knit another pair that did not fit me at all. So I've just put those on sock blockers and they'll hang in the studio. These ones I've tried on and they fit super well. And I've really enjoyed knitting them. And I knit the majority of these on 9-inch circulars, which I could not recommend more for colorwork. I would love to get these finished and off of my needles, because you better believe they've been on my needles for a long time. And I love this color, this pattern, and I think they're super cozy and extremely cute. So I would love to get these off of my needles, get this basket empty. I have a lot of projects that are so close to the end right now. I have my September sweater, which is taking up this basket. It's pretty much too small for the basket. And all that I have left to do is the neckband on this sweater. And I don't think that's going to take very long, because I think it's probably 12, somewhere between 10 and 15 rows of ribbing, I think. I'm not sure exactly on that. So I have that. That's like a 2-hour project until it's done at the most. This is like a half an hour project until it's done. And then I have 2019 Mystery Advent. I'm knitting the largest size of this, which actually calls for no mohair, but I'm knitting it with mohair on 5mm needles. So this is going to be a very large, super comfy and cozy shawl. And this one I'm almost finished with. I think I'm on the 4th and final clue of this, and I have been for some time also. Then we have, I think this is called the Tamarack sweater. It's by Brooklyn Tweed. I'm knitting this for Robert out of our Unicorn Dust and Ash colorway marled together. And I'm at the underarms here.